This is a simplified pre-flight video for a Sport 2, and the manual includes checking all kinds of fasteners, pretty much checking everything in their pre-flight procedure. The problem is if you do that every time you set up or try to, you end up skipping some steps because there's so many, and then going too fast, and it gets kind of mind-numbing just checking the same thing over and over that has never moved and never will. So if you borrow somebody else's glider, it's good to do that kind of full check as per the manual, or if you get in a significant crash, or if you do any kind of maintenance on your glider, it's a good idea to check everything also. But this is meant to check things just that are as a result of regular use, and maybe a few maintenance items like changing your down tubes or hang loop point, but no other real maintenance. It's just stuff that can happen on its own or as a result of a setup error. And you can still do that full check as per the manual every once in a while if you just want to do it just in case. And then even that is not a substitute for doing a full sail-off inspection. Might want to do that every 100 hours or after a big crash, or I think the manual says every year. So this is what you do. And this will take about 3 minutes. It's going to take me longer to explain it. So I always start inside here, inside the apex of the control frame, and work my way all around, go around that way, around the back of the glider, and then end up at the nose, just so you know what I'm doing in an organized way. You can do it however you want. So I start up here, and both these safety rings are in. Nobody forgot to replace them when they were changing the down tubes. Sometimes they can get snagged by something, pulled out by a pad that's here or whatever. Your backup thing is still in place. As you look up here, you can kind of check the whole VG system. Just glance at it, make sure none of the ropes are wrapped around anything, the VG rope. And as you get familiar with it, you can glance at it pretty quick, be able to tell, but we're gonna check something in a minute anyway, check the VG system. This nut, I'm gonna zoom in. It's the king post nut down there, you can see right in the middle. That, if your king post flops around a bunch during setup, it could potentially start unwinding that nut, especially if that nut has been reused enough times to where it's wearing out. Otherwise, that shouldn't happen. But if you change your hang point, you know, which is done right here, you might reuse the nut. And check your down tubes for any bends, any dings, maybe your helmet hit it. They look good. This pin, this ball lock pin, is fully seated down into there, and the safety ring is here on both sides, and you can't really see in there. See, it's going through the safety, or the front and rear wires, but you can tell front and rear wires seem to be connected. And as we're down here, you can just do a test pull of the VG, and it feels pretty smooth. So that's just a good overall test of the VG system. And same thing here, repeat everything that I just did on the left side as well. And this is a carbon base tube, so you don't normally have this, but everything else is the same. And as you go around, you want to check the side wires. If you feel anything poking you, then a strand is loose, and that's very bad. You want to replace them. And there's no kinks in the wires. So when you come around, always do a step test. Don't put a lot of weight on it. Just press down with a little more than the weight of your leg, and press up here at the same time to get some force on it. I don't know how many pounds. You're not going to be able to feel how many pounds exactly it is anyway. It doesn't matter. Just test it. And this tang is pointing the right direction, pointing out this way. It didn't get turned around and bent or anything. And this white cap nut is in place, which means the steel nut underneath it is still on as well. And as you go around, just check the sail, make sure there's no, and do this all around. I'm not going to keep repeating it, but keep checking the sail to make sure there is, no rips or anything very concerning on it that needs attention right away. And so under here, you check all of the undersurface battens. Make sure they are pushed in all the way. This one has 2. And this thing is sprog zippers down all the way, and those bungees are securing the sprog. Over here, make sure this this thing in here can actually slide out of the pocket and stick up under here, sticking like that, and get caught up on this batten. So make sure this is seated in between those 2 top surface battens. Just push it back into the sleeve if it seems to be coming out. Over here, make sure the Velcro, I always just seat the Velcro as I'm going around here every time. I don't do it before I do the pre-flight. Just make sure that Velcro is seated right there, kind of even. And the string is on here. Check all these flip tips. Really, for what I mentioned of the transverse batten here, I just feel underneath here to make sure it's not coming out. What I just told you a few seconds ago, make sure it's not coming out either side and it's seated in there. That's the way I check it. And then these luff lines, there's only one, so they don't get twisted really. Make sure that still has spring tension in it, so the ring can't pop out. So here, another check of the hang loop. You want to make sure this nut is still on here. Make sure both of these tangs for the sweep wire and the rear wire are attached to this, and importantly that this is coming up has spring tension to block it. Tuck everything up if you want to, and repeat everything on the right side before. I'm not going to repeat everything here, but just check all the battens and everything the same way we did on the other side. And then once you've got that done, again, check the side wires too, same way, very important. Once you've got that done, I usually just set the nose. I sort of set this when I set up the glider, but I'm going to take it off again anyway. And so check that, make sure this is not twisted up. See, this looks perfect. It's nice and straight. It's not all wound around itself to where it could start fraying this thing, and it ends up making it shorter effectively, and then the nose cone's out of place. This is not the original nose cone for this thing. You can see Velcro here, but it makes for a good one. It makes a nice airfoil, so it works good. And while you have it up here, you always want to check the left and right side. Make sure everything looks even. Look down the leading edge on both sides. Make sure it has a identical curve to it. If not, then maybe one side, most likely one side is bent, the leading edge. And then kind of lower it a little bit and check the washout, I guess. Just check the trailing edge, make sure it looks the same on both sides. Everything looks symmetrical, which is kind of a test of a lot of things. A lot of setup errors can result in that not looking right. Then, before you replace the nose batten, check the what do you call it? The nose batten is in, and these 2 screws on here these are sheet metal screws. A later model has machine screws, but these are in all the way, and this has spring to it. It's holding on that securely. And replace the nose cone, and we already checked everything here. So you zip this up, and what I always do at the end, just give it a pat on the nose as a final step. I know I've checked everything and it's ready to go.